Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look at this. So today I'm super excited because Bird in Hand sponsored this marathon. I can't wait to do this. This is all, but it is a Steely Dan marathon, literally. So I've never really done like a whole, I mean, yes, we've done some like twofers, Alexia and I, and we've done some full albums and stuff, but a marathon with different, years of Steely Dan and like, I mean, this is all early stuff, as you can see in the description. But yeah, I'm super excited because I mean, I've not heard any of this, and yes, we've left it kind of like for the last, to do the first album. We will still do it in full on Patreon, I believe, or something, or just maybe she can listen to the ones that I've done here, and then I mean, I don't know, I just want to listen to Alexia. I just want to listen to Can't Buy a Thrill with Alexia in full, But yeah, so I'm ready to go. Again, thank you so much, Bird in Hand, for sponsoring this video. And also, welcome, everyone, and welcome back, all you Steely Dan fans. I know there's a lot of you out there that watch the channel. So yeah, I'm just super excited of these tracks. So representing, of course, the amazing Steely Dan band. I really didn't know I was gonna put on I have two Walter Becker shirts. Thanks again, Scott. The one that says I still miss Walter Becker, but this is more about other people collaborating with Steely Dan, so I didn't want to like focus too much on Walter, even though he's such a legend. So yeah, so here we go. Look, this is the list. So I have two songs pulled up on YouTube. They're unfortunately not on Spotify. I'm gonna put the volume up a little bit on these ones because YouTube is always a little bit lower when it comes to audio, and the other three are here on Spotify. So this is the list. So it says, hey, here's a set list of my latest marathon, which I'm referring to as the Steely Dan songs not sung by Donald. And I was gonna use something like this on the thumbnail, maybe like, we'll see, what I come up with, except for Dirty Work, which you've already heard. So that's the one that we've done, and but we will listen to the singer again. So it says here, Dallas is the first one, a side of their very rare first single released months before Can't Buy a Thrill, sung by the band's original drummer Jim Hodder. And it says this is on Spotify. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that first, Dallas, right? Then Sail the Waterway, and I found some remastered versions on YouTube, which I'm very excited about, so that's also cool. Sail the Waterway, a B-side of Dallas. This actually is sung by Donald, but I think of it as a replacement for Dirty Work. Again, you'll have to listen to this on YouTube. All right, thanks. And then Midnight Cruiser, I got it right here from Can't Buy a Thrill. It's the 1972, and also sung by Jim Hodder, by the drummer. Cool. Then Brooklyn owes the Charmer Under Me, also from Can't Buy a Thrill, sung by David Palmer, who sang Dirty Work. And I looked him up here, David Palmer. Just wanted to read a little bit about him. And it says here, the lyricist of Carole King. I didn't know. So cool. And then the last one, this is from Everything Must Go. That's the last album, I guess, that we haven't heard either. So Slang of Ages from Everything Must Go. The only dance song on which Walter ever sang lead. Wow. The cool thing is I just did a song from the Walter Becker album, 11 tracks of whack, and I loved Walter's voice. So I'm not going to be too surprised, but it is a Steely Dan song in which Walter does sing. So maybe the shirt would have been okay. It doesn't matter. We're here. I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel to see more. We have done most of the Steely Dan repertoire on this channel, either Alexa and I, or by myself, as good as we can. Sometimes time is just not there. And then also, Alexa has, some problems with just sitting for lengthier amounts of time. So that's what I do, when I do the marathon. So, all right. Well, thank you so much again, Bird in Hand for this marathon and for, sponsoring it and everything. And I do appreciate it. And everybody else, of course, thank you for being here and watching. So give me just one moment. I'll set up everything. All right. And I'm back. I got myself some coffee and I'm ready to go. Even though, Steely Dan, that's one of the few bands where you don't need coffee, the music just keeps you, up and awake because there's so much good stuff happening. But yeah. But hey, it wouldn't be a Nick video without some coffee. I'm always sipping on some coffee, and I got my coffee warmer here, so it's just wonderful. Okay, so we're on YouTube. So I'm gonna up the volume here a little bit. I just want to be a little bit louder. All right, and here we go with Dallas. It says your Steely Dan Dallas remastered. Because there was a version on here that was 11 years ago, and I was like, well, the audio is not going to be the best. Let's just check out the remastered, and I hope it's good. I read the comments. People are happy with it, so here we go.
I lived in no holy house but the Grand Hotel.
Wow.
The back streets of this old town I know so well. And I drunk no holy wine save muscatel. But now my friend, I got to go. You tell everyone I know I'm saying goodbye, bye, bye, Dallas. I can't stay, should have been at the palace. Missed a day, bye, bye, Dallas, got to go. And I remember when they told me so.
Yeah.
Right now I'm wondering where the good times are gone. All the things I never loved when they was mine. A hot city and an empty pocket make a man think on. And I've been living low so long, I gotta get back where I belong. Say goodbye, bye, bye, Dallas. I can't stay, should have been at the palace. Missed a day, bye, bye, Dallas, got to go.
Wow, man. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I did because the commercials could kick in. And but this was wonderful. Let's see the comments. So there's a cover of this song by Poco, and then wow, yeah, people are like, why is this not on the record? That's what I was gonna say. Like, it has that really, I mean, of course it has the Steely Dan vibe, Donald Fagen's piano attack is there. And I think, I don't know, Walter was on the bass on this one, but I don't know if that would be, doing a little bit more research, but I love that steel guitar, or that slide. And then the chord progressions are very Steely Dan, it's sad that it's not, on Can't Buy Me a Thrill, because it's a really good song, and but yeah, there were some moments that really reminded me of their later stuff, like Pretzel Logic and the early stuff, and like, I don't know, just the way like Donald writes, it's just so, I don't know, there's something about it, there's even articles and where musicians are like, yeah, no, these are like Steely Dan chords, so it's kind of like you hear it and you're like, wow, this sounds like Steely Dan, and of course other bands do it as well, but this one obviously sounds very much that they're part of this, so now the quality, of course, I hope this was up to standard for everyone. It's not the best, you could hear it sounds a little, far, and it's just like it just didn't get that, Donald and Walter treatment in the studio, I guess. But hey, it is what it is. I think there were just some decisions made, and then whether you agree with them or not, but what a great song. So here's the one from the same uploader. This is also Steely Dan, Sail the Waterway, also remastered. Let's see what people... Lord, it's hard to not love Steely Dan. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to check it out, this is from the uploader is called Jive Miguel 1980. I think I've used stuff from him before. I think the outtakes and stuff. So check out his website, check out his channel. He is at 1,000 subscribers. He should be at like 300,000, But yeah, check out his channel, subscribe to him, and all that good stuff. All right, so here we are with Sail the Waterway. So another B-side. Let's go.
My old man, he'd been around the world and he tells me everything. He told me how to tie a sailor knot and maybe how to sing. And though I'm a man and I got it together, he still knows what to do. He'd say, come on and sail the waterway, it feels so good on you. Come on and sail the waterway, it feels so good on you. You can tell me you're a man of means and I won't believe it's true. Today I seen you selling door to door and I know it makes you blue. Well, you're betting your dollar on the wind and the rain when you put your money down. I say, come on and sail the waterway and turn your head around.
So
Come on and sail the waterway and turn your head around. You know the tide is high and the westward wind won't quit you. And you know what you got to do, 'cause the time is right and the tide will wait for you. So when you're tired of the race and the runners and the things they make you do, I say, come on and sail the waterway. Come on and sail the waterway. Come on and sail the waterway. It feels so good on you. You know the tide is high,
So Dan,
and the westward wind will quicker. Well, you know what you got to do, 'cause the time is right and the tide will wait for you. Come on and sail the waterway with me. Come on and sail the waterway with me. It's always. Come on and sail the waterway with me. Oh, come on and sail the waterway with me. It's always. Come on and sail the waterway with me. Oh, come on and sail.
my God. Those Okay, there we go. Okay, we never went to commercials. I love it. What a great song. What a great picture on YouTube, you know, where this song is uploaded. You can see Donald and Walter. Literally, I don't know, maybe they're in like 20s or very early 20s. They look so young. This was awesome. Another, you know, I mean, Donald has such a great voice. I've always loved his voice. I love the way it changed throughout, you know, the years, the way it sounds, you know, on Pretzel Logic, Can't Buy a Thrill, on Countdown, you know, everything, you know. Then I mean, their music, you know, just like if we look it up here, because man, this is so good. So I think the first three, let's look at the first three. So Can't Buy a Thrill, Countdown, Pretzel, that was like one style. And then the style, like, I think changed a little bit with Katie Lied, and then completely changed with the Royal Scam. A little darker, the whole thing. I mean, they've always been kind of dark. The lyrics have always been about, you know, just like, I don't know, it's just very interesting. And when you analyze them, and sometimes you don't really know what they're about, and then you look them up. But yeah, I think that's like the first, I want to call like trilogy, you know, Can't Buy a Thrill. Or maybe I would say Can't Buy a Thrill is a standalone, and then Countdown, Pretzel, and Katie are like that style, you know, a more like rock, you know, rock with their, of course, with their jazz influences and fusion and stuff. But then the Royal Scam, Asia and Gaucho, just they took it to a different level. Also production wise, I mean, the Royal Scam is just so good, and you know, the horns in there. And then Asia is just like, you know, they just took it into the stratosphere with that album. And then of course Gaucho, I think Asia and Gaucho are the same, you know, caliber of, you know, production wise, but you can also hear it in all the stuff before. I mean, they were just geniuses behind, you know, the console, and you can just hear it. And then you got all these like compilations, you know, because of the separation in 1980. You got Gold, and then you got A Decade of Steely Dan, which I have here, Citizen, and then Alive in America, and then Showbiz. No, this is not. Wait, these are not the albums. Wait. You got Two Against Nature, and then Everything Must Go, and then these are also like compilations, live albums and stuff. But I mean, there's so much. I think they added more stuff of Steely Dan here on Spotify. But yeah, so I guess this is another, you know, and then there's all these outtakes, you know, from Gaucho that are amazing. But yeah, I mean, everything they've ever done, even though it wasn't released as like, you know, gold to me. But yeah, so what can I say? Every time I would make like a little like a face, is because it's like, oh my god, this sounds so Steely Dan. The backing vocals, you know, I don't know, really great, you know, the singing of Donald here, and like, you know, I mean, what can I say? What can you say? You can't really criticize anything they ever did, you know. Okay, so this is not, I'm super excited because now we're gonna get, you know, the real Steely Dan treatment. I mean, production wise from Can't Buy a Thrill, Midnight Cruiser. Let's go for that. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I just want to look at the notes one because I went over them so quickly. So Jim Hodder again here on the vocals. Oh, that's crazy. So Dirty Work, and then this one, and David Palmer. I guess, you know, that's what I read, that Donald was just not comfortable with singing, and it's a shame because he's such a great singer. And like I said, you know, his voice kind of like always changed. Like in Gautry, he has like this really different approach, and in Asia he sounds different, and it's, I don't know, it's really good, you know. And then I don't know, he just evolved and he wanted to change it up, you know, the way he phrases stuff, and the way, I don't know, there's a way he plays with his voice very, very nicely. So, okay, Midnight Cruiser, let's go. So good. I mean, and it's Jeff Baxter on the guitar, I see, and I remember when we were doing Only a Fool would say that at the end, solo un loco diría eso, something like that. Solo un tonto diría eso. It's just like wonderful. It's almost like, you know, Donald was giving him notes how to sing. Even in the intro, he sounds like like Donald would sing. Like he sounds literally like Donald would have sung it, but he's singing it, you know. I don't know if that makes any sense, like the drummer, you know. So but great, you know, it's a great track. It has that, you know, that vibe, you know, of their first album, and that solo, man, by Jeff Skunk Baxter, man, what a legend. But yeah, so Walter is on the bass, but he is also on guitar and co-lead vocals. So I think when they were doing like the chorus, you can hear Donald and Walter singing. But yeah, it was just an odd decision that they would make, you know, Jim Hodder sing this, because I think he would have done just perfectly fine. But hey, doesn't matter. That's the way they wanted it, and that's the way that we have it. Great track. Let's continue. It's very good. I kind of feel guilty that I'm doing this without Alexia, because she's also such a fan. But hey, you know, I'll show her the tracks, and we can always revisit this album. You know, we've done so with Animals and Dark Side of the Moon, on the Wall, on Patreon. So that's the cool thing, that we sit down and we re-listen to the entire thing, you know. So all right, let's keep going.
Midnight cruiser, where is your bounty of fortune and fame? I am another gentleman loser. Drive me to Harlem or somewhere the same. Tell me, where are you driving? Midnight cruiser, where is your bounty of fortune and fame? I am another gentleman loser. Drive me to Harlem or somewhere the same. Tell me, where are you driving? Midnight cruiser, where is your bounty of fortune and fame?
They were so ahead of their time, you know. And I can see the rivalry, you know, they had with the Eagles, you know. And I do like the Eagles. I just don't like, you know, like I literally everything I've ever heard by the Eagles is amazing, you know. And it's not really the style of music that I listen to, but they're just so good, you know. But I do like Steely Dan a little bit better, and I can't believe that I've missed the show when they were on tour, you know, the Eagles and Steely Dan together. Obviously Steely Dan wasn't like the main event, you know. Also, Donald was having some health issues on the tour, so I think when it came through Denver, it wasn't even gonna be Steely Dan. So I'm kind of happy that I didn't go. I don't know, you know, just like what the Eagles stand for now with the music industry, I don't like that at all. You know, they're very much still set in they think that it's still the 1970s, and I think that's crazy, you know. And but hey, but you can't deny that their music is legendary, you know, especially the later stuff, you know, when they got a little bit heavier, you know. Not, you can't really say heavy, but you know what I mean. So, but yeah, great track. So now we're going back. We're gonna have the person that sung Dirty Work. Let's just go back to my notes. David Palmer. And it's when I first heard that song, I was like, wow, you know. And when we've seen it live a couple of times, there's this amazing band here in Denver called Citizen Dan. Man, shout out to them. They're so amazing. I mean, it's like listening to the records, right? And the piano player, and he has his daughter as well in the band. And they have two, I mean, though, you know, they do the backup vocals. And because Steely Dan always has backup vocals most of the time. And but they sing Dirty Work, the female singers in that band. So because it's a bit higher on the register, so maybe that's why Donald decided not to sing it, Dirty Work. But let's listen to Brooklyn, and let's find out. Here you go. This is a great marathon. Thank you so much. Having so much fun. I mean, this band means the world to me. There's so many good memories in the last 3 years that we've had. Like Alexia loves Steely Dan, and we can always listen to Steely Dan at all times, and we just have like smiles on our faces. It's not like, oh God, we're gonna listen to this now, like, okay, it's okay, let's do it. No, it's literally like, yeah, like both of us. And it's so crazy that neither our parents knew about this band. We never got anyone, and I've met so many musicians in my life, and they never told me, oh, Steely Dan? Never. So it's kind of weird that it had to wait so long, until I remember I saw somebody else. Like I saw this couple on YouTube, and it said Steely Dan reaction. And I was like, what is Steely Dan? Like, what is that? Like what kind of... I thought it was like a guy because it's a Dan, a name, like... So it's like, what does he play? Steely Dan. And then I didn't know that it was like this duo of geniuses playing with all these master musicians. And I was just so clueless. And then the first time we heard them, I was like, oh my God. And that's so funny because the song that we did, I think the first song, the first one we did was Peg. And I made the horrible mistake of calling it like, oh, this sounds a little bit like disco, because Peg is the rhythm is, I don't know, it's obviously not disco. And but yeah, I got obviously a lot of flack. It's like, because if you're a really Steely Dan fan and somebody calls Steely Dan disco, even I would be mad. But yeah, then we heard I think after Peg we heard Asia, and I was just hooked, And then we did from Can't Buy a Thrill, we did Do It Again, and for some reason Alexia knew the chorus, so that was just so weird, Okay, but back to the marathon. I'm just talking way too much. So Brooklyn, here it is.
A dish of
That guitar, man. I mean, I love how it was going on both channels, you know, that pedal steel guitar. I have to buy one of those. Like I really do. Like it sounds so obviously Hawaiian, you know, Hawaiian music has that like kind of like embedded, you know, in the style. So you always think of some kind of beach or something when you hear that. Like, I don't know why. I guess because of movie culture and stuff like that. Yeah, but man, what a great track. I'm super like I'm almost like I'm baffled that nobody ever has like requested this. Maybe in the comments, and we try to read them, you know, but it's also difficult because there's thousands, you know, of comments. But I don't know. I think we just thought we were gonna do this album in full, and so we waited. But I'm really happy I get to. This is a good theme because it's all Steely Dan that's either unreleased or not sung by Donald. It's just a good idea. All right, give me a second, go back a little bit, and let's continue.
A piece of island cooling in the sea. The whole of time we gain or lose, and power enough to choose.
Rippling oars are charming under me. Rippling oars are charming under me.
Yeah,
Rippling oars are charming under me. Rippling oars are charming under me.
Man, everything is so good. Oh man, I haven't even talked about the bass. You know, Walter is doing such a phenomenal job here on the bass, and the rhythm section is just amazing. You know, so it's kind of cool, you know, to listen to these tunes and also say, wow, this drummer like who plays this amazing, you know. I mean, we also have additional musicians here. It says Victor Feldman here on percussion that you could hear right now. And there's some Elliot Randall on lead guitar, but not the tunes that we listen to. It's on Kings and Reeling in the Years. There's some flugelhorn on Dirty Work. I didn't know that. Wow. So yeah, so now we're gonna do a giant jump, literally 30 years into the future, with Everything Must Go, the album, right? And let's see, I just want to pull up the album. Let's see, let's just go through all of them here. Royal Scam, Asia, Gaucho, and then we have Alive in America, Two Against Nature. We have some live stuff, the DVD that we have. Wonderful. Everything Must Go. All right. The 9th studio album after they won their Grammy. So cool. All right. So let me look at my notes. I don't know. I have so many guitar picks. Like, it's the second one that I just find randomly. And then they disappear into like this galaxy of like picks where all these picks, there's like these mountains of picks. If you're a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about. They just tend to disappear into nothing and then they pop up like they go into like this void, into like this black hole. And then you see them after 5 years, you know, the pig. You're like, oh my God. So cool. Okay, Everything Must Go, 2003. And what does it say here? Some information. Everything Must Go is the only Steely Dan album not to achieve gold. Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe not for them, right? For us, it did. But yeah, like, honestly, we haven't heard. I think I've only done like 1 or 2 tracks of this album. I don't know. We just like haven't received any requests, and we didn't want to just listen to it because that's what happened with Asia. And then people were like, "Hey, do Home at Last," and we're like, "Oh, we already did it." So we didn't want to make that mistake again. It's kind of like, it sucks because when you have a reaction channel and then people want you to react to stuff and you're like, well, we already listened to it, you know, on our own time. So yeah, so that's why we re-recorded on Patreon the album, you know. And then we did the live album, and then we did part 1, and then we did part 2, and I'm such an idiot, I deleted the reaction. I can't believe it. But well, that's why we're doing 3 albums this month, 3 full albums on Patreon, and we've already done so far. What did we do? A Saucer Full of Secrets, Pink Floyd, and we did. What did we do? I think we did. Was it the Moody Blues? I can't even keep up. Let's see. I'm literally on the Patreon right now. What did we do? I can't remember. Let's see. But we have about 40 albums now on there. So if you join Patreon, there's a lot of content. Okay, it won't load. So, and it looks like the Abbey Road has won. How many days are left? 3 days to vote. So yeah, we did A Saucer Full of Secrets and oh yeah, Pet Sounds. Oh my God, what a amazing album, you know. Okay, so here we go. I'm ready with Slang of Ages from Everything Must Go. The only dance song on which Walter ever sang lead. Here we go. A jazzier side of Steely Dan. I mean, they've always been jazzy, but
Let me put it this way, darling. No, it's getting late. I can tell from the planes of your face that you're from out of state. Here in the willows, now here's the deal. Tomorrow's for squares and tonight's for real. Drop me off in groove time. Do you hear the slang of ages? Show me how it's done. Now, did you say you were from the Netherlands? Or was that netherworld? If you grew up in Amsterdam, well then I'm the Duke of Earl. These tabs look iffy, but you say they're good. Let's roll with the homies and knock on wood. Drop me off in groove time. Soothe me with the slang of ages. Show me where I turn. let me make it right, babe. Never mind how. The crazy little place I know called Be There Now. Drop me off in groove time. Do you hear the slang of ages? Show me how it's done. Drop me off in groove time. Soothe me with the slang of ages. This is where I turn. That's right. Slang me.
So good. Yeah, so good. And I think I call it the jazziest side. I mean, it all started, with Royal Scam, I think, when they would just start to use more horns and, just like the chord progressions got more complex, just the music got more complex, like almost jazz fusion-ish, so I think that the whole thing, and then with Asia, just went to next level, and then you got people like Wayne Shorter playing solos, and Steve Kahn on Glamour Profession, that epic solo. I'm still learning that, man. Yeah, but I love Walter's voice, especially, Circus Money is very good, and 11 Tracks of Whack. It's just a great album. It's just a shame that he only did, 2 in all that time, but I guess he was always busy. He was always playing, and he was always involved somehow in music, either with Donald or with other people, it just, that's how it is. But great. And I love his hair. It's like so long. It's like down to here. Like, I think my hair is so short in comparison. Because people say, oh my God, your hair is so long now, but it's like nothing. I've had it way longer. I've had it almost like Walter in that picture. Like, that picture's from the typical, the sunglasses and their beards, and they're all like in the 70s, so yeah, great stuff. And yes, so these 2 newer albums, and they're already 20 years old, newer. They do sound obviously they sound so different from the 70s and 80s stuff, especially the drums. They sound like the snare drum is very present, and it's almost like there's not a lot of it's very like almost like, I don't know what time signature, I didn't really count, but it's like almost like only 4/4. And that's the way they kept it. We did like this hilarious video, and I don't know why we've never uploaded. I totally forgot about it. It's a reaction that we did. There's this really funny video on YouTube, and it's like using AI. I don't know if it's AI or if it's just voice actors, but it's like it's Obama and Trump and Joe Biden ranking the Steely Dan albums, and it's hilarious because it's obviously with all their mannerisms, how they talk, every one of these 3 guys, these 3 presidents has their way of speaking, right? And so it's hilarious, and they're obviously like kind of like fighting with each other, and Obama is like, no, this is the best album, and then suddenly, like, I don't know, Joe Biden or Trump says, well, I didn't care for the drums on this one, and then, well, but it's really funny, and we recorded it. I have to really look for it because I never really uploaded it, and I don't know why, because we did it just like it was an improv. We had a friend over, and it's the 3 of us, and we watched the video. So look it up, if you want to have a laugh. It's like 3 presidents or something like that, rating Steely Dan albums. So check it out. Or just wait for me to upload it, but I do have to find it, But this was a great idea. Thank you so much, Bird in Hand, for for this idea. This was really, really good, you know, like a lot of variety and a lot of stuff to talk about. And it was a great marathon. Thank you, everyone. Let me know what you think, you know, comment below what you think. Which is your favorite track of these 5? And also, which is your favorite album, or like, what is your favorite story? You know, there's so much to talk about with Steely Dan, but I would still go, you know, I don't know why, but I think my favorite album is Gaucho. I don't know why. It's just the one that I listen to the most. And after that, I think it's Royal Scam. And then I don't know. I don't know why I don't listen to Asia more. You know, I don't know. It's, I think maybe it's too polished, you know, if that's even a thing, you know. But I just listen to other tracks. Like I listen to Pretzel Logic a lot. Katie Lied. And I think, yeah, Asia is just like, it's, I don't know. It's a good album. It's one of their best, of course, but I just find myself always going back to Gaucho. I mean, just those 7 songs on there, just every single one is like blows your mind away, you know? I mean, yeah. Wow. I mean, even like songs that are not as strong, like My Rival or Third World Man. I mean, but you can't even say anything against them. Hey 19, Babylon Sisters, Glamour Profession, Gaucho. Like, it's just the perfect album. Every song on there is a good time. I can never stop. I just put it on, I leave it on, and then I do it all over again. So yeah, that's what I do. But hey, again, thank you so much for being here. Please like the video so it gets recommended to other people who like Steely Dan. And yeah, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. We have tons of Steely Dan videos on here for listening to Steely Dan for the first time, and you can see some really like surprised faces. Like, we had never heard this music before, and it was just insane, like, to listen to it for the first time. And I'm so happy that I could be with my wife on video and put it out there, you know, for people to watch. It's just it's a blessing. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.